The recovery workers at Ground Zero are used to the sight of Meyerowitz and his lumbering 1942 Deerdoff view camera moving among them. But until today, they've never seen the photographs he's been taking. In the relative quiet of their rest tent, he gives them a look at the work in progress.
It looks like it
does.
What is it, contractual amount?
This was the Vista Hotel. You got to imagine, this was 24 stories high and a block long. And all that was left of it was this little piece, like a trailer. Right, this is about 3, maybe 4 stories. But it was 24.
How far actually was it built?
This is the building.
That's the building.
It fell on it. This is the Twin Tower. This is the south.
Right next to it.
It stood next to it. It backed up against it.
Right, they were like all connected.
You could go from one to the other. You know, I talked to the guys who did the demolition on this. They found 3 airplane seats on the top of the building.
Yeah, they were telling you about that.
Oh,
Yeah, they told me something about that. I didn't. I mean, I know they found bodies a few also.
Really?
Yeah, they found, not full bodies, but parts.
Oh my God! From the airplane.
I would think it was from the airplane. Yeah.
10,000 body parts have been recovered from the site. Of these, only 800 have been positively identified.
It took me about a month and a half to stop really hoping that maybe he wasn't going to make it. And now that's why, with the holidays coming up, it's so hard, because now reality's setting in.
Eric Evans was the love of Karina Almanza's life. They had been living together for 2 years. He worked on the 92nd floor of the 2nd tower.
He started working there in mid-May, and he wasn't terribly happy with his job at all. And when the first plane hit, I called him, because we knew immediately from our building shook. And we saw debris flying. So I ran to the other side of the office. I called him and I said, please call me. I need to know that you're okay. I need to know that you're okay. Call me. And I got stuck watching a TV that somebody had pulled out. And when I got back, there was a message there saying, I'm okay, I'm here. I'm scared, call me. So I called him back and he wasn't there. And about a minute, 2 minutes later, the second plane hit.
Only 5 people were pulled out of the pile alive. From the 3rd day on, the rescue mission became a mission to recover the dead.
This was the night they found 5 firemen over in the south tower. It's like 10 o'clock at night, and I was there. I actually made a lot of other photographs. There were about 40 firemen and police department guys in there pulling those bodies out. These police and firemen are kind of the unofficial mourners, because they're the ones you see on their hands and knees, you know, raking the ground, looking for bits and pieces. Could be clothing or a buckle, a belt buckle, a shoe, or, you know, a body part. And in some sense, their discovery might bring solace to some widow or family who's lost somebody. One afternoon I was there, and we were just standing there looking into the site, and suddenly we hear the most lamenting sound of taps. And we look around, and down there in the site was this tiny figure with a little bugle. You could see it catching the light. And he was blowing taps for, I thought, his fallen comrades. Maybe he was a fireman or something like that.
It was a gesture for everybody, all the victims. And I came down there and I felt actually a little shy about, I certainly didn't want to just play it on the street from where people could see. So I ended up talking with some of the policemen there around the perimeter, and they ended up taking me in there with some of the rescue workers on those little 6-wheel drive vehicles. I'd heard people say it's not like what you see on TV, and I didn't believe him, or I did not believe him. It was, either way. I said, it's hard to imagine what they're seeing, but everybody would go down there. And the minute we were on this little vehicle and we went past the fences that are around and got right on ground zero, it hit me really hard. So it's hard to relive this, but it was really horrible.
September the 11th has left a scar on the psyche of every New Yorker, every American. Those who witnessed it can never forget.
Sometimes when I wake up in the middle of the night, I'll think about it. You were seeing things that you never thought you would see in your lifetime. People falling through the air, things that were inconceivable.
Frank Arisman is a top Wall Street banker. He watched the towers fall from his office window. These are his photographs of the day.
What people come back to time and again is the people, is the missing people, is the absence of people. And you think about it, you come down to work on the subway in the morning and you realize that there are a lot of people that aren't there with you. You didn't know them. You didn't exactly know that they went to the trade center to work, but there's an absence of activity. Therefore, there's a reduction in what we often talk about as New Yorkers of the energy on the street.
Meyerowitz has already taken well over 3,000 photographs at Ground Zero. An exhibition of his work is planned for later this year. But in a gallery uptown, a poignant display of his earlier work is attracting attention that no one could have predicted.